"Mommy, my tummy hurts." Those 4 words shattered the air like glass. They weren't loud. They weren't dramatic. They were barely even a whisper, soft, shaky, the kind of sound a child makes when he's trying to be brave. But to Emma, they felt like the ground had vanished beneath her. Her son, 6-year-old Noah, pressed a hand against his small belly, his face pale, his eyes glossy as if holding back tears. They were sitting right across from her blind date, Aaron, a man she had known for exactly 3 minutes. And he trembled. Not because he was frightened, but because those same words had once changed his life forever. The restaurant noise faded. The clinking of glasses, the chatter of couples, the soft jazz playing overhead, they all dissolved as Emma knelt beside her son. "Noah, sweetheart, what's wrong?" His breath hitched. "It hurts a lot. Mommy." Emma's heart clenched. This wasn't normal. Noah was usually tough, playful, a little tornado of energy. He rarely complained, and when he did, it was never like this. She brushed his hair back from his forehead and realized, his skin felt hot. Fever. Pain. Sudden. Her mind raced. And across the table, Aaron froze, his jaw tight, his eyes strangely distant, haunted. But before she could ask what was wrong, Noah winced, curled forward, and for the first time since the date began, everything else stopped mattering. "I'm so sorry," Emma told Aaron, grabbing her bag with trembling hands. "I need to." "I'll drive you," Aaron said instantly. She blinked, startled. "No, you don't have to. I know this is our first time meeting and it's already a dissa." "Emma." His voice was soft but firm. "Let me help." She looked into his eyes, and what she saw there wasn't pity or inconvenience. It was experience. Understanding. A kind of fear he was trying to hide. So she nodded. Noah leaned into her as she lifted him. And as they hurried toward the exit, she noticed Aaron's hands shaking slightly. But she didn't have time to question it. The car ride felt too quiet, too heavy. Noah was breathing fast, small whimpers escaping every few seconds. Emma stroked his hair as she held him close in the back seat. "Mommy, don't be scared," he whispered. She kissed the top of his head. "I'm not scared, baby." But she was. Terrified. And Aaron, he kept his eyes fixed on the road, jaw clenched, knuckles white on the steering wheel. Finally, she murmured, "You don't have to take us all the way. You've already done." "I lost my little brother," he said. Emma froze. Aaron continued, voice low, strained. "He was 7. Said the same thing, 'My tummy hurts.' We thought it was something small. Turned out he had appendicitis. By the time we got him to the hospital, it was too late." Emma covered her mouth, tears stinging her eyes. "So now," he finished quietly, "when a child says those words, I don't take risks." Her heart softened, a lump forming in her throat. This wasn't a man running from discomfort. This was a man running toward a situation he never wanted to fail again. A man who understood. She whispered, "I'm so sorry." He swallowed hard. "Let's just get him help." They burst into the emergency room. Nurses rushed forward when they saw Noah's condition. A doctor immediately ushered them inside, asking questions Emma answered as best she could while trying to keep her voice steady. It felt like hours, though only minutes passed before Noah was taken for tests. Emma stood in the hallway, arms wrapped around herself, breath uneven. And Aaron stayed. Not in a distant, polite way. He stood beside her like an anchor, quiet, steady, present. "You didn't have to come in with me," she whispered. "Of course I did." She wiped her eyes. "We just met." He shook his head gently. "Doesn't matter. You needed support." So did he. A tear slipped down her cheek. She didn't hide it. Minutes stretched. The ticking clock on the wall grew louder. Every time the door opened, Emma's heart leaped. Finally, the doctor returned. His appendix is inflamed. We caught it early. We'll need to operate, but he's going to be okay. Emma's knees nearly gave out. Relief crashed over her in a wave so powerful she had to grip the edge of a chair to stay upright. When she looked up, Aaron was already steadying her, his hand warm on her shoulder. He's okay, she breathed. He's okay. For the first time in an hour, the crushing fear lifted enough for her to breathe again. He's a strong kid, Aaron said softly. She nodded, wiping her tears. Thank you for helping us. You don't have to thank me, he whispered. I'm just glad he's safe. But she could see something in his eyes, something more than relief. A hint of the pain from the past, slowly loosening its grip. When Noah was finally prepped for surgery, only one parent was allowed to accompany him to the prep room. Emma kissed her son's forehead, whispering promises and love, trying to stay brave for him. But when she returned to the hallway and saw Aaron still waiting, still there, something inside her shifted. Why are you staying? She asked quietly. He exhaled. Because no one should go through moments like this alone. Her eyes glistened again, but she didn't look away. You're a stranger to us, yet you're here. Maybe I don't want to be a stranger, he said, surprising even himself. Something warm flickered in her chest. Hours passed. Long, exhausting hours where Emma paced, cried silently, sat down, stood back up, and whispered prayers under her breath. Aaron remained beside her the whole time. He got her water. Made her sit when she started shaking. Talked when she needed distraction. Stayed quiet when she needed silence. At one point, she whispered, "Why does this feel like we've known each other forever?" He smiled faintly. Maybe because we met at the worst moment, and sometimes that's where you see who someone really is. She didn't know what to say to that. But she felt it too. Finally, the surgeon walked out with a tired but reassuring smile. Appendix removed successfully. He's going to be fine. Emma burst into tears. Aaron stepped back, giving her space, but she grabbed his hand, tight. Stay, she whispered. Please. He squeezed her hand gently. I'm not going anywhere. When she finally saw Noah, he looked so small in that hospital bed, hooked to monitors, breathing softly. But there was color in his cheeks again. His fever was down. He was safe. Emma kissed his forehead over and over, tears dripping onto the blanket. Aaron stood by the doorway, watching quietly. When Emma looked back at him, she was smiling through her tears. You saved his life, she whispered. No, you saved him by acting fast. But you helped us get here, she insisted. You didn't have to. You barely knew us. He looked away, throat tightening. I just didn't want to relive my brother's story. You changed mine instead, she said. Their eyes met, warm, grateful, and connected in a way neither expected. Hours later, when Noah opened his eyes, the first person he saw was his mother. The second was Aaron. Hey, buddy, Aaron whispered, stepping closer. How are you feeling? Noah blinked, then murmured weakly, better, my tummy doesn't hurt now. Aaron's eyes misted, and Emma felt her heart swell at the sight. Mommy, who's he? Noah asked quietly. Emma glanced at Aaron, who looked unsure, nervous, even a little embarrassed. She nudged his arm gently. This is Aaron. He's a friend. Aaron smiled softly. Just someone who cares that you're okay. Noah offered the tiniest smile in return. Emma felt her heart soften even further. This man, this stranger who walked into their lives for one awkward date, had become something more in a single night. The next morning, as Emma sat beside Noah's bed, watching him sleep peacefully, Aaron arrived with breakfast, coffee, and a stuffed dinosaur for Noah. You didn't have to, she began. I know, he said. But I wanted to. She took the coffee, her fingers brushing his. Their eyes met and lingered a little too long. I still feel terrible our date got ruined, she whispered. He chuckled. It wasn't ruined. She raised an eyebrow. We didn't even get to order.